Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's just how life is. Yeah. And when you were in that stage where like the heaviest point, things were not working anymore, what did you already tried before? Because often I hear like women already do stuff, they try already things.
Oh my gosh, I have tried everything. And that was one of the things that was important to me that I was going to try everything to save my marriage and the way my family was constructed. But then I ran out of things. So I had done all the self-help, the books, the podcasts. I had gone to 15 years of therapy when I mean, I that was his first affair. Um, I took it all on myself. And so
Mhm.
I think the difference was I was still trying to fix him. I wasn't
Mhm.
working on me. And I I just wasn't seeing who he really was. I was still looking at his potential. And so
Mhm.
the shift came um, from just really looking deeply inside of me and then looking back out at the world and it just looked
Mhm.
so different and I'm not
Mhm.
saying that all those other things weren't important. I think all of those steps kind of get you to a place where you're
Mhm.
you're realizing this isn't going to, just talk therapy, listening to podcasts, reading the books, helpful for sure, but they just didn't
Mhm.
move. They didn't
Mhm.
change. They
Mhm.
didn't rewire. They just sort of helped me feel a little
Understand.
better, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you talk about this internal shift, like what is for you the biggest internal shift that you've made, or maybe a few ones since we worked together? Like what are the things that you felt like this is the shift I needed? Because I know you had stages with anger and frustration and with the kids, like I can imagine there were some shifts that you felt.
Well, I think one of the biggest ones, and you really helped me with this, was that I had to learn that what is mine and what is not mine. Because I wanted to heal everyone. I wanted to make everything okay, because that's been my role. And when I sort of stood back and I can still hold space for all of their emotions,
Mm.
I am, especially my girls. I mean, that was the gut punch for me. I
Mm.
thought they know what happened. They know that our marriage was not happy. And so I thought they would be much more, I don't know, supportive, I guess. And they just went
Mhm.
into their own little bubble. And I know they were struggling and it was killing me that I was sort
Mhm.
of the cause. I was the instigator, was my story. And then when I realized I have to choose me and
Mhm.
they have to, I want to hope, I hope that I become a role model for them on what resilience looks like.
Mhm.
And so, we are still sort of repairing our relationships, but it was that choosing me was the
Mhm.
biggest shift, that I gave myself permission to figure out what makes me happy. And then,
Mhm.
I will worry about how to show up for the people I love, but not give this up again, not abandon
Mhm.
myself again. And that
Mhm.
it was constant. But
Mhm.
that was, I think, one of the biggest shifts. And the other was that I just didn't want to shrink anymore. I was so
Mhm.
contorted into, play small because my success somehow emasculated him. And so we were always in this dance that I had to pump him up, even though he stopped
Yeah.
working and he didn't really, I had to make
Mhm.
a big deal out of every little thing he did. And meanwhile, I'm running a multi-billion dollar company and it's like I can't really shine. I can't
Mhm.
talk about
Mhm.
feels bad. And so, it just was just that I am going to be proud of myself. And it's not like I am not an arrogant person. So I don't think I'm
No,
real,
but we
but
often think when we are in the spotlight that we're arrogant, but it isn't. It's just like you do run this million-dollar company, you do have the success. Like it's just a fact, and we can be it and embody it.
yeah. And so I just want to shine as brightly as I want to. And I
Mhm.
want, people to enjoy being around me. And I want to make a difference in this world, and I want to feel good about it. And I don't want to have to
Mhm.
drag along somebody's unhealed junk anymore. And so I'm just, it's that layer by layer, just sort of peeling off all those identities that I
Mhm.
either created or I tried to be for other people. And I'm also realizing that I need to accept who other people are too. I've got to stop
Mhm.
with the projection of what I need them to be and be more accepting of, okay, this is who
Mhm.
they are. So the other thing too is that you mentioned it, the standing up for myself. I had to go
Mhm.
through restraining orders and security systems, and he just got so crazy that it was terrible.
Mhm.
And I still will never understand that, after you spend your life with somebody and you
Mhm.
raise children together, and then to just become this angry, vicious person. It's just like, ew, boy.
Mhm.
That was
Mhm.
really scary. I mean, there were nights where I put chairs, under the doorknobs in my apartment.
Oh.
I had
Mhm.
alerts out, both at my company,
Mhm.
at my apartment building, to make sure that he couldn't get close to me, because I was
Mhm.
actually afraid. And
Mhm.
that was I was just, I still can't believe that when that
Mhm.
happened. But it's important that you do take those precautions, because you've got to make sure that you're safe while you go through this. And
Mhm.
I just kept
Yeah, and
thinking,
I think that's the biggest thing. Like what I hear and what I also notice in the story is like finally like almost giving birth to yourself, like finally claiming your existence. And it was in I matter too. Like you still hold everyone, you will still be there, but I am here also for me. So choosing yourself, not from a selfish way, like haha, and all the rest, fuck you, but more like, no, wait, I have a place at the table too, and I want to make sure I am okay, and I will also look after you, but I'm here too. And then the other part of it was like, okay, I will not hide myself anymore because I do exist and I can shine. And look, I am doing great things in life. And then the third part of the existence is like, and now I'm also going to protect myself. Like, I will take care, I will stand up. I'm not letting fear run the show or like, you can be above me. No, I'm here and I have a spine and I'm using it. Like, it's like the three phases of you almost really, yeah, coming to life in a different way.
well, and it's really that reclaiming your power. I had
Mm.
just so given it away. And
Yeah.
when I pulled it back and used it for me, I remember having this moment. And I know my language, I'm just salty that way, but I remember sitting in a meeting with one of my colleagues, who's this amazing woman, and things were getting really ugly in the divorce process. And he was just doing all kinds of crazy things. And so I had just, something happened that day just inside me where I said, that is enough. And
Mhm.
so I looked at my friend and I said, this motherfucker is about ready to find out why I'm the motherfucking CEO of this motherfucking company.
Mhm.
And it was
Yeah.
boom. And
Bam.
but I acted with integrity. I
Uh-huh.
he did very well in this. He's going to
Mhm.
be he's a has all he will ever need, as far
Mhm.
as resources. Now, whether he uses them well or not, I don't know. But I took care of things, and I was
Yeah.
fair. I acted with integrity.
Mhm.
I still have my
Mhm.
back, and
Yeah.
so I didn't react to. I just stopped
No.
reacting and just
Mhm.
not engage. And
Yeah. No more energy, like energy towards yourself now.